Hey everyone, welcome back to Project Allotment. If you're new here, I'm David, and today we're going to be continuing our polytunnel setup by filling our raised beds we built last time. We'll be using a mixture of wood chip and other organic materials such as leaves to create a healthy base, and then we're going to be finishing it off with some rich soil or compost. Let's get started. First up, we're going to add a layer of wood chip that includes leaves. Now this combination is fantastic because the leaves will break down much faster than the wood chip, adding nutrients to the soil much quicker. The wood chip itself helps with drainage, suppresses weeds, and then over time breaks down and adds nutrients to the soil itself, making it a fantastic medium. This material comes directly from the local tree surgeons, who drop off their clippings after pruning and cutting down trees. It's a great way to make use of what would have otherwise gone to waste. I'm just going to spread this layer evenly along the bottom of my bed. Now this layer is fantastic for water retention, drainage, and has the added benefit of decomposing over time and adding nutrients to our soil. Now that the base layer of wood chips and leaves is down, the next step is to add a layer of compost. This compost I've made myself using materials from my chickens, their waste, bedding, along with other compostable materials from the allotment. This homemade compost is packed with nutrients, and thanks to the chickens, it's a great way to naturally enrich the soil, helping to create a perfect growing environment for the plants to come. Okay, so I'm just going to add my layer of compost over my wood chip. Now I want this to be a nice even covering, about 5 centimeters thick. This layer is fantastic for water retention and adds lots of nutrients to our soil, which we'll be adding after this. So as you can see, I've emptied my compost bin and I've used it to put a nice thick layer of compost on top of that wood chip and leaves. Still a little bit of room at the top, which I'm going to try to get hold of some topsoil just to finish off these beds. Okay, so we're ready to put our final layer onto our raised beds. So we started with our wood chip and leaves, we've then put our compost down. We're now going to finish off with a nice healthy layer of topsoil going all around the beds. Now this topsoil I got from somebody who dug up the front garden, so it might have some stones in it. So what I've done is I'm going to run it through a sieve, get rid of all the bigger lumps and little twigs and stuff, and I'm going to put it on the raised beds. So I'm going to get started on that now. It's a bit rough around the edges, but with a bit of sieving we'll get it sorted for the raised beds. The soil's full of stones, clumps and other odd bits of rubbish, so the first job is to sift through it. This homemade sieve works perfectly for this. Just shovel it on and let gravity do its work. As we sift, we're separating out all the larger bits, stones, roots and any other debris. What falls through is the good stuff, fine crumbly soil that's ideal for the raised beds. This process might take a bit of time, but it's well worth it. Fine soil makes it easier for the plants to establish their roots, improves drainage, and just gives the beds a much better structure all round. With the soil sieved and ready, it's straight onto the raised beds. A bit of prep now, and we're one step closer to the productive season ahead. Okay, so I've moved all the topsoil on top of my beds now, so all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to spread it out, get it nice and even across the whole bed. This will be our final layer, and then the beds will be ready to use. Now over time, those lower levels will drop as they decompose and add nutrients to the soil. By that point we can just put more compost on top, or top it up with more wood chip or topsoil. Okay, now that we've got the topsoil in place, it's going to give it a really good soaking. There we go. Now that I've got the topsoil all leveled out, it's going to give it a really good soaking, get it ready to go. It's going to take quite a while this, so what I'll probably do is I'll just leave it in here, leave it going. So there you have it. We've managed to fill our beds using organic materials such as wood chip, leaves, compost, and then we finished it off with a good layer of topsoil. Now these beds are ready to go. I can plant things in them straight away, and I'm going to be doing that to get it ready for overwintering. If you like this video, subscribe to Project Allotment, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with any more videos, leave us a comment and leave us a like on your way out. I'll see you next time. Happy gardening.